Enya, Yami Adomo, or the Achayan. Miko and Shemuka cry, say, Feno, say, believe in Ghana. Believe in Ghana project, and our money, sorry, back to be and Shem, and I'm framing. I impromptu until month, me and she me program no ye. Now, some answer throughout the week, no. And some I pensing last time, no. If I from arguments, auntie, Miss Atias now, I'm a cassan there. Let me say, a very adult so my dream do. And Tina, my strike choir, my fee, whatever. You, that's it, the brain. I say for a queen so Bibia na Yedema sister and then so although at my pamagia what to me fear I bet you are this one so. Now saying I can be piano add a passing ya just say yes dear. And ya can idea more queen 7 betcha margin and so as be a fee mountain. Yedema see bebre. When I back to me a call by Fontaine Town so yeah well YouTube so say Summit Ghana. YouTube.com at Summit Ghana. Good evening, listeners, and thanks once again for receiving us in your homes with your hearts love as we continue in our studies of keys to the kingdom. As usual, it's a great pleasure we understand we are studying together. When we have shared our thoughts, you also have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn something from you. Thank you very much. We are live on YouTube. Summit Ghana. Live YouTube at Summit Ghana. Thank you very much. I will try to mix up the English with Chi, hoping that we'll be able to reach everybody. Etiye for Yebeka bro, for Yebeka kan suka krana yang useni I didn't come on over call Afa. Last week, young Komono call school some kakra. Na, say, ya can't buy bonus and my sister, so him remember for Moody share and sunset. Young coca, Mebon was some na ya canon susua, young fa, Addition as a monsusu and kahun, and Senia amigos, say amigos I cano, and young Matthew, ni John, any Hebrew, and unkwana yakan, and in fa. Yami asem no ano ye wo adwumaye se ye be kan ye mebro ho asem. Yeah, the fact is that I have been actually making efforts in the direction of youth development, and I just say I was part of the diaspora development network. And actually, I was part of the directors that registered the Diaspora Development Network in Ghana. But somewhere along the line, seeing the way things were going, I had to set myself aside. And some people from there have hooked me on in their own wings and they will not let me go. So in those programs, we talk about issues relating to youth development and things that we can do in this country for the development of our youth. And talking about STEM development, like I said last week, I had the opportunity of being at the office of the then minister in charge of science and technology. But unfortunately, I didn't get to speak because there was somebody among us who didn't present as well. So that's about it. But one day I will bring some of the team and we'll delve further because these are youth issues. And I want to say that last week somebody was trying to understand whether I did my program with Aalborg online or what. And call it at that moment, my focus was not about studying outside, but my focus was whether it was necessary or it is absolutely necessary to be out of this country before you can make it educationally. That was what I was trying to focus attention on. There is online, there are various kinds of learning. There is online, there is distance, and so forth. So maybe to answer that person specifically, he may be interested in the program. There's an Aalborg program that was run. I don't know if it's still being run, but we did our own with Ghana Telecom University College, and Aalborg was there on that program, just as they also have a Coventry program. So Aalborg was there, and we did that. And the lecturers came down from Denmark to come and teach us or lecture us in Ghana, give us assignments, and go back. In fact, even if when it came to the time of examination, they came down. They wouldn't allow even the Ghana lecturers to supervise us. They came down to come and do the supervision themselves. That was very interesting. So that is the kind of program that I went through in there. This is different from just sitting behind your computer, not seeing your lecturers or tutors, and everything is there. You go through. There are different sets of programs. So that is just to help the person understand that. But like I said, I stepped the soil of Denmark for 1 week. It was compulsory that we must step there. But my point is to say that, look, don't try to push your child that he must always go outside before he can do the best in learning. We should rather be thinking of how to ensure that our system here is working to educate our children well. That notwithstanding, if the child also go to school, he must know what is about in the school. That is what I think is the most important. If you don't have a focus, you don't have an aim to achieve, no matter how good the lecturers or the tutors are, you will still come out useless. That is something I want to point out. I'm a very practical person. But I must tell you that the amount of practical work that I did whilst I was in the university was done, the greater part was done by myself. Don't worry about the fact that we go to lab to do some experiments yet, but a greater deal of my hands-on activities were done by myself. And the lab manager would throw me out of the lab sometimes because my colleagues will be in lectures and I'm in the lab. And you tell me that is not part of my curriculum. And I want listeners to listen to me very carefully. It says that is not part of my curriculum. By the time I was getting out in university, my seniors as electrical engineers, some of them couldn't even repair their stoves. And I was repairing stoves from them. The point is, everybody has a focus. There are those who feel that, look, we are here to get certificate. There are those also who feel that we are here to get some hand feel so that when we get out of this place, no matter what, we can do something. So thinking of me, I'm a practical person. And I used to listen. I spend my money buying components to do my experiments. So when you enter my room, my bed is always full of my components for my experiments. I get money today, I buy this component, I'm doing my experiment, it gets blown off, I get the next one, I go to the market to buy another one. That is how I practicalize myself. For the American say, I said last week, yeah, nkomodino ako adisuan hu nsam kakra. Na obi bra me kasana obi bisa say, mi course no online and I said den. Me patch say, na me mfa madwi enko ehɔ no ho bebre because asema me pa actually say ni say. Ehun hia say chinchan or say uba eko amononi ansa na watumi anya suapa na ne nyina gina de akola no susu okɔ school no ni butaya odi call school ono susu hia wom say wo hia teachers omo ye nanso wo kona say teachers no ye mpo na wan kasa wo ni butaya papa bia still wo be due sa school no wo nkita bibia wo nsem nti me ya asem no last week no ni mi pa di me enansi so any say my ya dream say by all means or say ye call outside of the country and sana yetumi anya esuapa and I say nhwehwere pa ubetumi akọ school wa ha na wanya after all the ehia say school a wo kọ no ya man accreditation ya wo kọ school no say obia wo hwe na obisa say sa school a me kọ accreditation I just say ya manu sati say onhwe ade a wo hwe no ana enye saa ubeko school no atua den school fees utua wie a certificate na ubenya no mfaso bia nne ho efi say saa school no ya nje antom say onhwe ade a o hwe no nti certificate na waji wo ho no bia mfa nye juma ono nti na accreditation board ewo ho a mo hwehwe omoko schools mu ekohwe saa niema yi ni nyina emu say mra bi yeti say university be ye pambam nkrofo students bi no fi school if you say omonya qualification papa answer na moko school no na nkeka ho ye nkrofo a ho hwe ni nyina eso nti u go school bia hwehwem say sa school no ade a okwa akosua wo sa school no mu no ya ma school no kwan say onkyere sa de na se uko amononi na uko school na uba Ghana still you do certificate no who they call accreditation board ya ko bisa say certificate a me gi ye no ye say me manya me masters na mpacho o me ba Ghana sa masters na bi ko ye no edi mu wo Ghana ana etie for we ni nyina ya idea ye fam once wa kosu ade e wo baabi no we ni nyina ofam santu wa unnim nti we ni nyina ye fam wo do certificate at me call accreditation board say bacho me certificate am gyan ye uba Ghana hifa na ejina sama koye masters na ma ba Ghana na ade am kosu an no Ghana no enye masters a ene Ghana ye be hu masters na koye amodon no say enye masters program we ni nyina say mu ansana who goes school mu say okwa kwasua ade say Ghana school university people na okọ ana school bia okọ na okwasua ade a hwehwem say sa school no ya ma no kwan say on kire me ade a o kire me ana na say me pre school na me certificate a me de betumi akọ ye juma wo yefa ana hinu na wa dia tum say a certificate papa we ni na ya ade a ese say ye memro no omo ho enye sa obekọ school ewie nanso wo certificate no o mfa anya hwe ejina ba bia wo call sa school no you might go to a school get your certificate and to be useless because the certificate you have gotten is not recognized, and in that state you will have to look for an accreditation body to help you as to whatever has to be done to get you standardized to whatever level your certificate can carry you, if it is accepted at all. So please, for our youth, these are things that I think we need to get onto ourselves. And just I want to point out again, last week you said you didn't know anything about people going from school to go and collect notes and so on. I wish somebody who had that experience could call and tell us, but it is something that is there. And even in today's terms, I believe very strongly that there are students who pick notes from other schools. There are students who try their hands on questions from other schools to find out whether they are matching up, because they feel that those schools are better off than the schools that they are attending. So they want to also test their power to see whether they are able to answer questions that are posed to those schools, because the teachers will be teaching at the various places. They will also be examining them. But we have different teachers, we have different approaches, We have different schools. There are schools, I mean, if you take it even to the elementary level, my children attended a school where they were being taught the next class things in the current class. So when I moved them from that school to another school, they were above the class in which they were being put because they have been put ahead in the previous school. So one of them even had a chance of being jumped across because he passed the exam of the next class and therefore was jumped through. So you got to be also mindful of which school your child is attending, how they are teaching them, and that is why students who want to look and see, can I try myself? I'm in a village school somewhere, and I know that this school A, school B, C, D, and they are all good schools. Can I try myself at their exams? Can I go and collect some notes and see, maybe compare some notes with them with what I have? Now, there's one thing that, if you ask me, it's annoying me or has annoyed me so much about what we are getting our children into in school. How can my child reach school today and they say unless you buy question and answers, you won't sit in the classroom even the first day? I don't understand. The child has not been taught anything yet, and you are teaching him that you must get question and answers of the past exams before you even sit down for the first lecture in the classroom. I don't get it. Junior high school. I mean, SS. SS. And students are being compelled to buy question and answers. You haven't taught the person yet.
Past questions.
Yes. You haven't taught the person. It's not just past questions, but past questions and their answers. It is good to have them. But why is it the first thing that I should get? Because I haven't even learned anything yet. Is the question and answers what I'm going to learn out to final year? And if you are teaching me that way, then it means that my focus is this question, this is answer. This question, this is his answer. If I go to the exam hall and you are twisted around, you are in trouble. You pointed me to Joy FM program the last time, and I watched it, and I was so happy to see what I saw about the STEM program, and the fact that they are talking about taxonomy. It isn't that taxonomy is not there or has not been there. Taxonomy is about the levels of teaching and what you are drawing out of the student. Let me put that generally that way. It is there, or it has been there. But the question is, does the teacher know about all these taxonomies and is he able to apply them at the time of teaching? If you take the teaching syllabus, your teaching syllabus, and your examination syllabus, WAEC has examination syllabus, GES has teaching syllabus, and the teaching syllabus is online. You can Google and get it right now as you sit here. You can Google and get it. And in the teaching syllabus, it is stated from stage to stage what you should teach the student or what you are expected to cover. And as you are covering that within the same teaching syllabus, it is telling you that to make sure that this candidate knows what you have taught to this point, if you ask him question in this way, he should be able to tell you something. Or you must be able to evaluate him based on this and that and that. They are all there. It is not secret. It is not secret. It is there. The teaching syllabus, you Google right now and you find the teaching syllabus online. It is not a secret. What I'm saying is not a secret. It is there. And you have the examination syllabus. So the teachers in the classroom will be using their teaching syllabus. The examination syllabus is also there. And you also need to look at those two things. That is why I said last week that I put up a program where at the various stages you learn to examine yourself according to what your teacher is teaching you. You also learn to examine yourself according to what the curriculum is saying. By that time, you should have known whether the teacher teaches you or not. You want to check whether you know it. And you must also check whether you are abreast with the examination syllabus. all these come to play. But if you want to behave like, oh, the examinations, the syllabus is a secret, somebody has it, doesn't even want to share, please, syllabus is being sold. You can go and buy. So all I'm saying is, when you begin learning and his question and answer that you're starting from question day one, you must know that when you get to a point where your taxonomy level is switched to creativity and not just understanding, then you must know that you cannot put things together from various places. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I will prefer to speak of what I have my firm hands on. The questions you are asking, I cannot put my finger on it and ask and answer for sure. Before I do that, I want to do my necessary homework. Yes. At least what I know from where I sit right now, what I know is that by what is before me is yes, some effort is being made to ensure that people who need support to be able to deliver get some support. That is where I sit now as a fact. Some effort is being made to help people who need support to deliver, to be able to deliver. That is what I can say for sure now. So, down to making sure we have the people to teach these subjects. That is all. I mean, it's beautiful to see what is coming up, and I'm praying that we get the resources, teachers and so forth, to get this thing sorted out. Next week, I'll bring some of the kits that I bought to come in and show you. And those are kits that are being used in the UK schools for school children experiments and that kind of thing. So that is it. At here for the year can and he said, "Ye banumuko school or muko suya dear." And a teacher for our better more idea. Now, so the man who say at least me ba or call secondary school. On ya do your pair see yento question answers. So she ya manachum no. Ya the answers no atu hono or say auto. Tinchna say auto. Entimato me po mempo matamano. Na dear how many say nipa no onyan hwa hwe. The nyan hwa senchira na ade. Now see one talk question in the answer. Na onu nkwa na obesua. Sabre program ame ho ye a ehwe dia aban yesese ewo schools senior moye science technology and so the STEM program no. Nya omo kan a moye no. Manage ho pa na idea na nka ma adwenda ho se menya kwa a meye nanso enya lipa ba gunu tirim na adwenpa ewo nti obi abeye ne nna a eye na de mi kan se akoye saa no de ehia ne se yebenya ona ombetumi asom ma yetumi ade ache yenkolanom ade me can share adjuster say nyame adom next week me bus station me kids me wo fie me toye in fie kakra twem say anka me di be yes ade no me ni beba na at least ye ni videos wo ahanma obia nanso adjust ho a eno ane say mo nso mahu no kra na ewo asama me ka no nti saa na etie na de me ka ne say ane se oko school na wo sua de a ye wo levels a ye kire wo ade esie na ade a ye fra no syllabus and as a curriculum a ye kire dia ese say wo sua and as dia ese say ye kire wo e wo school e wo ho enye ehintasi ade bia enye nkukuo mu asem bia ukọ waeka obetumi ato wo syllabus na wakọ o se unya na uhu dia ese se usua na wo school na se wo teacher enkyere sa ade no a o se wankasa upe uhu na ukosua sa ade no ebi se unim ade a ewo ho se usua senior teacher for becheche ade wo classroom ewo ho onu so ne program wo ho ne curriculum wo ho ukwa be 14 times so say now google for teacher GES teachers curriculum ubehunu say ewo about 14 times so enye ade hinta obia no no kire ade a esese ye kire emre to mre say your first term ade a esese ye kire ewo ho second term ade a esese ye kire ewo ho third term next year ya yes asihye no say minim say omo ye nsisem kakra na say na sa na yatie na ye frɛ alibi taxonomy onu no kire say be bisa wasem a say na esese udwen kɔ ansa na watumi ayi sa ade na no a eche say wo ye bibi mpo a say na wudi wo hu ewra ade num ansa na wo ye say ye bisa question udin the say bidini say unim ene ebisa wo ene eche waka na say be bisa wo say edin we kro ben so na unim say anka efi enye edin ba ku bia no untumi nka say kro ba ku pe emu na efi nti o say odi nimba binu ka ho ansa na watumi aye sa question ano ne nyina kire senia nipa also wohwe no opese ohun senia wuti ade na ase ono ene efra no taxonomy sabre de ekoso ne se aban ne nhihye a waye a ye de so ye nkora no hwe se ya ahya si afi ewo BC no eche se taxonomy no ye high level high creativity enti sabre enye se wudin de say me di kofi wo baba di say me odiama na ye se wa pass wanya 100% there be sabre de ye be bisa wasem a o se wudi hu room na wa yi asem no na kire se unimwe na wa fa ne nyina abom ansa na wa ansa sa question no sa na tie intimity say minister na o ka say afi BC question no eyedin nanso omu sheda de meti ya o kan no o say question no eyedin nanso omu sheda because by all means o say esha ase every baby good 1 + 1 = 2 yeah enti sanetie enti tiefo mama ye nkola no enya ntia ase se sabre ti se ti adjust kan 1 + 1 = 2 met me asa kan se so say 1 + 1 = 1 obi beka se on ti ase 1 + 1 ebetumi akoye 1 ejina ba bia wo ye sa 1 + 1 ade no ono susu no ade wo ho wo ye logic ede kan asem a 1 + 1 enye 2 eye 1 na obu nkunta 1 + 1 eye 2
No, with you. But with me, you're five. No, that. We were solving
It's possible.
it. Yes.
It's possible. Say who hear because any objective na who hear. It's a question. Into your objective answer na me pe. Say it's a question there. Any me here wo methodology. Wo steps ni nyina me here. Into asem a wo kan no saa na ekọ akosi. Into tie for the ye kan say ye nuanom ko school na omo kwa kwasua ade a yenya butai papa ye di ko school dan no mu first o say wo ni so ade hunu bi anti a odi tina school dan no mu enye say ma raka no mu keke a me nim ni ameko akoye o say onya butai bia anti odi tina ho na watina ho no o say won say enye say me be pass exam keke ena ya asem no na me fi ho na me pue a o say menya mensan no adwuma bi o say bibi wo ho a mitumi ye ansa na me pie afi ho no na wo school na wa kọ no na akọ edimu ana say na edi ade papa aba wo kwam. Listeners, the point is our youth should understand that we are not going to school just because we want certificate. The certificate is important, yes, but what you are able to do out of the classroom is very seriously important. I mean, when you hear people telling you, we have interviewed 50 people and we can't even get one person out of it to pick, it is sad. It is sad to hear. Then you wonder, when the people were in the classroom, be it university or whatever it is, what were they doing? What were they doing? So,
We know the price. Rana was senior high for no. I'm sure I'm going to say past questions.
mhm.
Really confirmation. Or say in private school, when you are having it already, it's not compulsory.
If you have it already, no, just say compulsory. Who would that anti? And let's just say the old fifty by no mumpe. Yeah. So, listeners, that is just a confirmation on the fact that the student goes to school and in the public schools, and you must buy past question and answers even before you sit down in the first day in the classroom. I mean, we are not there to solve questions. We are there to learn, to know, and then the next time around, when you are testing our knowledge, it is not because we know the answers to the questions, but because we can sit there and think at the various levels of taxonomy and bring out of ourselves what is needed to be brought out. And that is what I think I see as the initial challenge that people are going to have in this present situation where the minister is talking about the new system that is up, where they are shifting off from knowledge and understanding, even passing application, and going as far as creativity. And in creativity, if you don't know the various aspects of the thing, you cannot put it together. So you are required to understand the thing, not just to know, but you must understand. I remember in those days in the secondary school, I mean, Holderness and Lambert, the chemistry book, I could recite it from cover to cover. I could recite Holderness and Lambert because that is, I learned it that way. Akin Sani, our Greek book, I could recite it. I mean, when I go to sit down and I'm doing studies or revision, sometimes I just sit down there and I'm recalling the book. But that is not the issue. After doing all that, when they twist you around with questions. How creative can you be in responding to the issues at stake? So, what's the idea? No, the book now. If I shall say, according to Genesis to Revelation, what to make canning in a raw. And you say, Uber to me, say, chim adiano kakra, Uber who, Nemo say, can say, Genesis chapter 1, verse 7, dear never Uber to me, I can. 1 John chapter 1, Uber to me, I can. Na say kodu baby I be say Genesis ni John munsem no he fa na ese oho na asem no wo oho na asem no wo Genesis munsem die hi na obetumi ahu e wo John eho na asem no wo enti etie for ene ye kan school asem na de mi pese ye hunu se akola no enim nia oko school no akoya obese mre bebre obe school no nanso wan hwe a na say eba no sa. Listeners, we've talked about the issue of education, and my point is, when our children go to school, they must learn to understand that they are there to study and become somebody, not just to learn by rote, but to be creative. And our teachers, please, taxonomy has been part of the teaching curriculum for all these years. And there have been various levels of examination there. It is written there in the teaching curriculum. It is there. What I'm saying is all there. How the students should be examined, they are all there in the teaching curriculum. So if you go online right now and pull the teaching curriculum, they are all there. Yeah. I have bought books. I had books bought for my child to go to senior high school. And I had books bought for all the various subjects. And I did all my homework well to make sure the books that I was buying were all up to the task. Of course, by grace, I have done science myself. I packed the books into my car boot for my daughter and sent to school. I had to buy fresh books. After buying books more than 2,000 cedis, I had to buy another set of books because the school says that is the book they are using. So I had to buy new books. So all those books that I bought have been thrown away somewhere. And I had to buy fresh books because the school says that is the book they are using. I sat in the car and I was talking to my child about this book matter. And he was always referring to the teacher, this teacher, that. And somebody was in my car and said, hey, your father of this nature is telling you this about education and you won't listen. The child is only looking at what the teacher said. Because after all, you take the books there and the teacher says, I am not using this book. So the book that I travel outside the country, and that's the only thing I went and did. I didn't go for sightseeing. I went looking for books for my children to do. When they got there, they said the teacher says the book is not good. But at least there was one book the teacher wanted for himself because they haven't even seen the book before. I just thought that is a challenge. Let us open the phone lines. At here for say, I will for your bread. Wa unim a woman kakra na who say me to books I dey boa me ba. Bia kakra kakra na what to see what. I feel there's or school school no say sa book we dey empower her. Yen enyo no na use. Teacher na chiro bi. Aye.
Okay, ATM for Moon Ray 0240358182 I think 96 on an FM 0240358182
Raju, Pachi,
is it happening within the free education or the former system?
Oh, current free senior high school assembly here.
It is free, no.
What's it? Reverend.
Hello.
It's not saying a boy and your mebuna and I say,
Second, not more it's not to rank, it's not to say where better, where that. But I have a day, the government of the day will come and predict the best result ever. When the school today are using AI, they will like that. And then they will also go and start at the stage, very campaign and tell us that 400 and something students got K1.
Yeah.
We are telling us those who are F9.
Okay.
So those who are prepared this year just from 6,000 and whatever to this time. And they've been constructed and they're able to come out with anything tangible that is far ahead of what those of us in this area could not do or cannot do. So we should compare things constructively. Whereas straight at this number, okay, a year, but maybe some time will be really. And those days, like one of the following was saying, books are given to us for free. So if the child goes to school and does 4 core subjects from Form 2 and starts selecting from Form 2, what can the child achieve? And around the day, you go and the child ask questions to go and do what with it. It's not very pathetic. This system, do good, but we should actually compare things constructively. How do you compare apples to a tangerine or whatever? So, but like I said, the government must look at it very critically so that the school does not decide. I think that the PhD is not any issue. In fact, I'm disappointed at this system of education we have. I'm a teacher myself, but in fact, the education has become too much. The children are fighting here and there, doing sports and doing programs. Some cannot even do sports anymore because of this indiscipline. We want the school to be a safe school and this and that. And so, objects have reacted. And I look at those systems.
They are learning questions and answers.
Yeah, which is wrong. So, if there are any question and answers, how constructive and what thinking ability of the child, whether understanding or root learning, all learning is learning. Thank you very much, Mama.
Okay, thank you, sir. Also, bet my friend, no abem. Also, bet my friend, no abem. 0240358182. Ubari school na okonkra. Who awo for no. We need the actually say. And no say we top provision mano. Yes, the book we talk. We know about no call no ba. We need the actually saying. We need the actually saying. Also, who say Obano, who see the papa, or what is saying. Also, you know. Also, to say, wait, my friend, 0240358182. 0240358182. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you know, this is an offering free.
I'm the business that on the PLP catch one.
It's you.
The name, sir, the teacher, but Baba retirement back. The name, sir, questions and answers. The name, sir, questions and answers. Namuka. When the student gets to the final year, then almost someone every almost a common and almost the questions and answers. Remember.
Okay.
And yet from primary school is the final year. And I am
Sisi, I need Sisi. Hello. Sisi, I need senior high school. Who form 1? Yeah, who form 1? Over 2 and son. Our starting studies.
Okay. And that is to prepare the students as to how to act. And the very fact. When we say taxology, you know, questions and answers now, but are they answering it or asking it according to the answers that can be given according to taxology? I'm with my students, and I'll say now on better.
Okay.
The question.
Okay. Okay, also wait my friend 0240358182.
Hello.
Who didn't sign off refrain? Okay, it's you.
Question, he said, library. Books or library. But you should have to do from today. They come. Now, they have been paying my kid about also many books last year. But this is a situation that was not our mom answer straight. The other man, I need to have money. Then keep a fear. I want to be
Sabre you. Also, who is that to say? That's why you go school. Yeah, for people, sir, yeah, clear from that place. Yeah. Oh, Martinez. Hello. Yeah, good evening. Good evening, sir. Not free. Okay, it's you.
One of the reasons teacher talk, am I a top part?
Who SS? Okay.
Okay. If I show, say, and watch show number 8. 1, one say a choir of class of show on us. There's the over back to house and after dorma. What's how almost solving what 5 questions in a and only makes me up well. I'm waiting near what do you know? I'm not if you solo. No, questions no more techno. A tied to from 1990 banner. It was around 1990 questions makes me about 2023. In Tiano said, who's she has a patois and almost 8 minutes wow. And my almost said, baby, why in Tiaba and I will go say in Tiamash as I'm near temple. The passion is to me idea.
And who go school? Yamamoto past question in
The paper shine.
Who told outside and I said, who could do school one or toy?
Oh, me drew school muna me toy there or do one and then all mark letter on teacher or to make the paper school now what to and I do also to make sure man textures this kind of book the fabric.
Okay, it's for that matter no. You can say me person me taught textbooks. Not me person me taught question and answer books no and also because question question and answer never back. Inti semi question and answers no and no back one and answer me some talk question and answers na me some go taught textbooks.
Oh, one to me and so over to me also questions and answers no popular day. Subject and translate. There's a ocean of minutes and then upper class, not a extra based on the extra one. Obey to me, I be from the questions and answers.
Okay.
Pastor, me person me Jinaso. Me bisa say na who can say ya chewa de na se won tiasia who kon hu no wo question answers no na wanya ntiasia. Anye bia esi da say ya chewa bibi e wo classroom a wa kwakọ hwehwe wo question answers no mu a wan hu e wo mu da. Hello. I see that say ya chere wade. Yeah, maybe say anye bia enye si da say teacher chere wade bi a wan tiase e na wo call question answers na ko hwehwe mu wan nya bi e wo question and answers no mu enfan enhu I see that. So the teacher is coming to teach the question answers. The teacher is coming to teach the question answers. That is why when you don't understand, you go back to the teacher question answers, and the thing is there for you to look at it. So my point is, what if the teacher teaches something that is not part of the question answers?
Okay, yeah, that's why. Oh, Raman, Uncle was saying in your time to be okay, yeah, you mentioned next week. Next week, you know, time never be Brahma will not be oh, Raman, your time, it's getting interesting. Raman, my one number not be your time also.
Yo,
oh,
Adam was say, me number no yet 020 812 5078. 020 812 5078. Church Universal and Triumphant. Yes, here was Adenta SDA Junction. A Bema Medical School. I mean, child here that's in the Universal Share View. Now, yet you are here at the Senate. I must be brave.